Hey Magic fans, it's Paul of Let's Talk Magic, formerly Orlando Magic UK, here with the Let's Talk Magic podcast game preview. The Magic hit the road, head out west for a 4-game stretch. This jaunt starts tonight in Oregon as we face the very much revamped Portland Trailblazers in the Moda Center. UK tip time is a very unfriendly 3 a.m. Saturday morning. That's 10 p.m. tip for our friends in Orlando and 7 p.m. local in Portland. To watch here in the UK, you are going to need an active NBA League Pass subscription. Let's talk about the Orlando Magic so far, season 1-0. Very happy with that. Standing 7th in the Eastern Conference. And the Magic opened up their season with a home court win that was the largest ever opening night victory in franchise history. What a great way to start the 35th anniversary celebrations. Orlando absolutely blew out the Houston Rockets by 86-116, a clear 30-point margin of victory. Cole Anthony had 20 points and 8 rebounds with some good efficiency, shooting 8 of 12 as he came from the bench. Franz Wagner weighed in with 19 points, and at times he had Dylan Brooks on skates. The balance and depth of this Magic squad was on view, and it saw 6 players reach double-digit scoring. Passing the ball, sharing it, we saw nice balance across the entire team from all 3 units. It was really good to see. As expected, the team had that defensive focus, and it was impressive that it was largely maintained across the full 48 minutes of play. Orlando were in control for most of the way, the exception being a few minutes in the at the start of the third, where, let's be fair, the Rockets had been trailing by as many as 17 points during that first half, and they pulled it back to within 1 point. But Orlando refused to let go of the game, they refused to let it slip away, and they took control again. As expected, that starting unit was Markelle Fultz, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. The core bench unit was Cole Anthony, Gary Harris, Jonathan Isaac, Joe Ingles and Moritz Wagner. They all had solid performances. They continued the defensive intensity, and they provided scoring as well with the talents that unit has. There was no drop-off from the starters coming off through the period where we had the second unit on. And then the third unit finished the final 5 minutes of the match, and they added another 15 points to the total. NBA debuts from rookies Anthony Black and Jet Howard. NBA debut for Joe Ingles in Magic colours. The third unit of Anthony Black and Jet Howard, they were rounded out with Goga Bitadze, Caleb Houston and Chuma Okeke, and they came in, as I said, added another 15 points and looked solid. We have an amazing amount of depth in this team this season. Yes, fully accept it's one game and we aren't going to get carried away with that, but the Magic did produce some impressive numbers in this game, holding Houston to just 32 points in a measure. 32 points in the game in the paint is a measure of the defensive effort that this team put in. Remember, 50 points per game in the paint was last season's average across the league, and Orlando held Houston to 32. If you want further context for that, the Houston Rockets last season ranked as the 5th best team for points in the paint. That's impressive. That is impressive defence. The Magic also out-rebounded the Rockets by 57-31, and that included the Magic taking down an impressive 17 offensive boards. Last season, Houston ranked 4th in the league for the best rate of rebounding in total rebounds. The Magic forced Houston in some degree to have 19 turnovers. It led to 23 points for the Magic off of those turnovers, and much of that was down to that relentless hounding of whoever had the ball in their hands, the possession. The player was never left without some Magic player pressing him. It was superbly impressive, I thought. As to tonight, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. focus on building from that defensive strength again, that intensity, the one-on-one isolation, hounding ball handlers and active hands getting steals, and the number of deflected passes that we were able to effect in that last game is the way forward for this team. Barring any late injuries to the units, expect the same as opening night. Markel Fultz, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero and Wendell Carter Jr. starting for the Magic. The only listed issue that the Magic have is again Kevon Harris, who is out with a sore left knee still. He hasn't featured during pre-season and he didn't feature against the Houston Rockets. Looking at the Portland Trailblazers, last season they had 33 wins and 49 losses, a record that saw them finish 12th in the West, and that signalled what we all know is this new chapter in Portland history. Dame Lillard got the move to pastures new, albeit not to his first choice of Miami. Out also went Yusuf Nurkic, Keon Johnson, Nazir Little, Cam Reddish, Kevin Knox II and Justice Winslow amongst others. Remaining is little of that squad from last season. Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant and Matisse Thybulle are all still around, as is second year small forward Shaden Sharp, who had a solid rookie season last time out. In the draft, Portland took dynamic point guard Scoot Henderson with the number 3 pick. Strong additions were also made to the squad in DeAndre Ayton, Robert Williams III and Malcolm Brogdon. Now, they opened their season with a 111-123 road loss to the LA Clippers. Malcolm Brogdon led the scoring for the team and in assists, coming from the bench to score 20 points and get 5 assists. Anthony Simons, he also weighed in with 18 points and 4 assists, whilst Scoot Henderson on his NBA debut, he registered 11 points and 4 assists. Jeremy Grant, Shaden Sharp and Robert Williams also reached double-digit scoring. So again, even though in defeat they had rounded scoring, they weren't just reliant upon one person, although 2 of the starters failed to reach double-digit scoring. I think I'm right in saying that DeAndre Ayton actually only registered 4 points in the game. There is one doubt for that unit tonight though. You are looking at Anthony Simons as being listed as day-to-day, but probable for tonight. He does have a thumb issue. Ish Wainwright is out. So the projected starting lineup for Portland is the same as they fielded against the Clippers, which is Scoot Henderson, Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant, Matisse Thybulle and DeAndre Ayton. You have to say that it's hard after a single league game to have any real expectations of what to expect from Portland exactly as to their style of play. But against the Clippers, they played at a steady pace, managing to force the Clippers into a large number of turnovers. Portland shot the 3 at around the same level as the Magic did against Houston. So taking 32 attempts and making 10. We were roughly on the same figures for that game. Head to head, 67 regular season games played and the score stands at 27-40 in favour of Portland. I'll put my teeth in and start again on that one. From February 2017 to January 2022, Portland won 10 meetings straight. But for the last 2 seasons, each team has won on the road, splitting the season 1-1. Last season saw each game decided by a margin of just 3 points. These 2 teams, as we know, have never met in the playoffs. So a final thought for tonight. Yes, it was 1 game, but Orlando have begun the season looking as if they've been able to carry over the form and momentum from the second half of last season and this pre-season into this opening game and hopefully carrying it on tonight. We will reiterate that what comes next for Orlando on this 4-game road trip to face Portland, the Clippers, the Lakers, Clippers and Lakers are on a back-to-back, and then finishing the trip off in Utah is no easy task. But with so many new faces that the Trailblazers have, Coach Chauncey Billups has to integrate that team together and get their understanding right. That may take some time. Therefore, as a game to start what is a difficult road trip, this is perhaps a good time to face Portland. So, if you've enjoyed this preview, please give it the thumbs up, and until next time, go Magic.